got my man, Paul, Mr. 200K a month. How you doing, Paul?
I found my second winner, I think, for the second brand.
Already?
So I think it's time to blow it up.
I
have a lot of questions about it at the moment.
I think it's time as well. Let's go ahead and talk. So just for some context, for anyone who's, new or just hearing what's going on, he's doing $200,000 a month on his first store that he built right here at BSF. We got it consistent, and now there's a little team behind it, and it has great consistent systems. We built another store a few weeks ago, and he's found another winner already. And now we're about to scale this one. So that's the goal of having actual systems. You could build out multiple consistency and actually have that as you move forward. So for guys like yourself, Keong, right, having those new systems becoming acclimated to those new systems, you understand why, right? It's not about just doing it once. It's about understanding what we're doing and how we're doing it, right? And then moving forward in a manner where it actually allows us to duplicate the success over and over. So hats off to you, Paul. Very excited to scale this one too.
Thanks, man. I want to get the buying price down. Do I look for other suppliers as well? Because I'm working with the Dutch supplier at the moment.
So you're considering buying stock already?
Not buying stock, but like buying stock for like a hyperscale at the warehouse.
What's your daily revenue right now on brand number 2?
500 euros a day for the last 3 days. I think 3K in the last 7 to 8 days, and it only has ran for a week, 8 days.
Amazing.
Something like
amazing. So let's do this. I don't want you to go ahead and order yet. I'd rather it be consistent for at least a week to, like 7 to 10 days. And then based off of that, if we're on like day 10 and we're seeing consistency, then we'll go ahead and make the adjustment and say, hey, let's go ahead and order some actual stock in our fulfillment house and be able to go ahead and kind of get our costs down and also increase the shipping time. So let's wait till 1 week past, and we'll basically see where we're at. I want to see which way the ROAS goes as well. If the ROAS goes higher on that week, we're definitely going to make that adjustment. But we don't want great spot that we're at now. Let's make sure it's proper. It probably is proper. And then come that week, we'll go ahead and order that stock for us.
When is the time that I'm looking to make this more of a niche store than the general store that it is at the moment?
Really, once we hit day 7, right? Once we see that consistency, day 7 to 10, it's there, it's consistent. We're going to want to have a full transition.
So next week. Right?
Yeah, just like we did on brand number 1, essentially changing everyththing over. Same flow. We're just looking to go ahead and further prove it here.
I want to talk about the upsell, because since this brand's also selling in the Netherlands, man, this data is literally insane. Cost per clicks of 10 cents on Facebook and ROAS 5 to 10. So I know it's really good, but upsells 0, because I found out that actually it's only for PayPal and for credit card at the moment. And I have my main Dutch and Belgium processes here. So I put the upsell in the cart now from OCU. But I think maybe I should try a different app or something to get it up, because I don't have a post-purchase upsell at the moment because people don't pay with PayPal or credit card.
Okay, so you don't have a post-purchase set up on brand number 2 right now?
Yeah, I have it set up, but nobody buys with PayPal. So nobody is getting shown the post-purchase upsell, basically.
There's a way to bypass it if you remove a button, but that will tamper with your conversion rate. Ultimately, it's not something that you typically would want to do if people are actually converting and you have a high conversion rate. You can look into other upsell apps, but OCU is definitely the best one to go ahead and utilize long-term. But you need to have a post-purchase upsell for sure. You're saying when people pay with PayPal, it doesn't show up, and when people pay with Shopify?
No, when people pay with PayPal or credit card, it shows up. But nobody is paying with PayPal or credit card. They all pay with Ideal and Dutch and Belgium payment processes.
Right. So try Suite Upsell as well. That might be able to actually be proper for you, because that's a one-off situation. But you should definitely be able to have an upsell on post-purchase, even with those payment providers.
I made a new campaign for tonight because I started retargeting yesterday, and I wanted to ask you about retargeting, right? I put it up, but for some reason all the video ones spent video views and stuff, but the add to cart, initiate checkout, those 3 or 4, they don't spend anything. I think I set it up correctly or something wrong. I think something is wrong there, because it's almost nighttime and it spends 0 at the moment. So I don't know what's wrong with them. Do you know anything why it wouldn't
campaign?
Spend? The campaign is spending the video viewers and stuff, but the initiate checkout, add to cart, view content isn't spending for some reason. But
what you want to try duplicating the campaign over and then relaunching it. That happens to me a lot. And what I'll do is I'll duplicate the campaigns. If that doesn't work, I'll go ahead and open another ad account, run something similar in there, and then go back to that initial ad account, and then it usually will start spending. That's just it's a Facebook bug. It could also have to do with the audience size as well. If the audience size is too small, it also won't spend. So be sure to look at your audience size to make sure it's sufficient in size as well.
Put up a new campaign also for tonight to test more creatives based on ad copy. So I made like better ad copies because the ad copies were actually shit, man. Like I was just testing fast, and like it's actually really good at the moment. So I don't know if you recommend like testing products also before launching Micro Big Bang, because I just ordered some extra videos and they aren't obviously done yet, but I'm thinking of launching Big Bang because I'm at 100 plus orders already. I'm like making 20, 30 orders a day. So I don't know if we should already launch or like wait for the perfect creative.
I would run a CBO prematurely then, and you could run a dynamic creative campaign. Get like 10 different creatives, right? Run them all on a CBO, $150 a day. And what you'll do here is you'll cycle them out. You'll see which one does the best. And then based off the one that does the best, that keeps the lowest cost per acquisition, you could transfer that one into the MBB. But ideally, since it's doing so well already with the original one, I would just have the original one launch an MBB, and you could also have a CBO campaign going at the same time and treat it like a sandbox campaign. So you could test multiple creatives and then potentially just have another one in the mix in case you see ad fatigue down the road. But you're doing so well, you're consistent, you're profitable. I wouldn't not use the one that you're using now in MBB, but you can also run a specific sandbox campaign just to go ahead and see if you have a close number 2 or 3 as well in terms of having more creatives.
Okay. So I put up like 5 ad sets, 5 ad copies for like €5 a day. So you think I should switch it off and do like 10 creatives, €150 a day for CBO for the best possible creative, right?
Exactly. And what you could do as well, you could try like, let's say you could try all video, and you could also mix in images in there as well. You know, so don't be afraid to throw in an extra 1 or 2 images just to see how it performs.
Okay, so I'm ready to launch Micro Big Bang, yes? I think.
Absolutely. Well, yes, I would say you are, as long as you're launching it with the original video that's getting us to 30 orders a day on brand number 2.
And in terms of price, you said like 2 landing pages tested, but I'm thinking maybe more because like my margin is like really low at the moment. So I'm thinking maybe try like 3 landing pages. Try more prices maybe.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it's going to be dialing in your AOV with the pre-purchase, the post-purchase, right? And trying to get people to buy more than one, maybe offering a bundle as well. So you could focus on that, but I would also focus on trying to increase that AOV by maybe trying to get them to buy more than one at purchase and seeing if you're able to bundle these together. And if the bundle is a popular offer, that could be something that you run a specific landing page only offer to as well. For example, a lot of the time, actually, when you have really good items selling, you know, singularly, and there's different versions of them, you could bundle them together, right? And then offer that as a specific offer on its own landing page. And then you run traffic directly toward that bundle, right? And you'll have a different cost per acquisition, but in time, you'll be able to go ahead and possibly have a better margin on cost per acquisition there, since your margin is going to be better since you're selling a bundle. Rather than just sending them toward a page with a bundle and singular units, you could try that out as well to increase your AOV overall.
Last question, brother, about the upsell part. You said like sweet upsell. Should I like remove the OCU apart from the cart upsell?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter what software you use, as long as you're using my exact system in the style of like the discounts and the price increases. That's the most important point. So for your specific one-off scenario, yes, you would want to be totally centralized. You wouldn't want to have like 2 specific softwares running at the same time. It would be clunky, essentially.
Okay, brother, that's it for now, man. Brand number 1 is like exploding also at the moment, so I'm like not getting enough sleep, but things are going good.
Good, and keep it proper and keep it moving as well. Because, like we have brand number 2, it's going to be totally proper that you just keep consistency in this regard as well. So definitely continue to move forward and keep making sure you're keeping an eye on the KPIs also. So keep us updated in the chat. I want to see those numbers for brand number 2 and brand number 1 constantly, so we can continue to scale this higher, Paul. So amazing stuff, man. It's really awesome. It's really awesome to scale these out.